Time Out with GC, in partnership with PPC, building stronger community heroes. Welcome to this week's episode of Time Out with GC. But in studio with me is Clint Wicomb and Peter Max. They both work for PPC. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gershon.
Peter Max and Clint Wicomb. This has been such a phenomenal journey since mid-August when we started this. We'll go way back to the very first beneficiary, Anwar Alexander, A&A Development. There's been so many phenomenal stories over the last 3 months.
For me, it's been very much an overwhelming program. We didn't quite know how or what to expect really when we started it. And the initiative just took off, and it was really an amazing response. All the beneficiaries that applied for to be part of the program, and we were just overwhelmed.
We sit back now, 3 months later. We've been across the Greater Western Cape, Southern Cape. We've been to Motherwell. We've been to the Eastern Cape. And we found these beautiful individuals, Peter Max, who's doing so much for their communities, and yet with so little.
I think, Gershon, especially when you look now at COVID and how it's impacted a lot of communities, it's very inspiring and rewarding to see that there are still people out there who with very little are doing extraordinary work. You know, like you've said, we've touched the Eastern Cape, we've touched Southern Cape, we've gone to small towns like Montetjie, we've gone to Pietermaritzburg, we've gone to Riebeekwest. I mean, just a few days ago, we were out in Ocean View. And in all these little corners, you find people who are very, very humble, doing amazing work. So for me, it's been very, very heartwarming to see this.
Indeed, Peter Max and Clint Wicomb are my guests this week. We've got a message from one of the beneficiaries, Anwar Alexander, and this is what he had to say.
We have planted a seed that will be forever being watered by us, and we will grow this garden into one of our best projects that we have run. Through the Building Stronger Communities Heroes and this project, we are now going to have food security, we're going to be self-sustainable, and we can make a bigger impact in the lives of the community of Tafels en Mitchells. Julle is die beste. Laat ek die verseker vir julle sê, julle is die beste. Baie dankie, baie shukran, Nyabonga, Nkosi. God bless each and every person at PPC and continue to do this amazing work. Ons waardeer vir julle baie.
Wow. I mean, these are just individuals. You hear these messages. You're always about, we want to give an impactful life. We want to give a life where we know there's sustainability. In Anwar's case, for example, there's a garden. They'll be educating other people in the community how to plant vegetables and make sure that they are sustainable.
I mean, Anwar was one of our first beneficiaries, and for that one we donated a garden to the value of 10,000 Rand. We also spruced up the whole container, we fixed it and we painted it. And just to hear the response, I mean, that just gives you goosebumps in terms of that we're doing something right. And, you know, they finally got to do the garden. They've managed to get some, I think it was 14 people from the community who actually trained up and can work in the garden. And I mean, we take it for granted that it's just a matter of digging over soil, but it's much more to that.
I know with that story too, Peter Max, Anwar Alexander's daughter also studying law at UWC. She got a kind person that paid for her staying in a res for 3 years. And that lightens the load for a family who both husband and wife lost their jobs.
For us, you know, Gershon, when we started this journey in terms of identifying community heroes, it was about creating that platform. It was, we're saying as PPC, we're not able to do all of this ourselves. There is obviously a very huge demand in terms of needs and stuff, but your resources are very limited. But by creating a platform like this, it allows other people to hear people like Anwar's story, and they can at least assist. So I'm very delighted that PPC, we were a small part of making it easier for him and his family and his community, because surely I'd like to believe that at some stage his daughter will go back into the community and plow back. And when we look as PPC and we say we exist to empower people to experience a better quality of life, that's the type of quality we're talking about. So I'm very, very, very pleased to be associated with this.
If you've just tuned in, we are just reflecting about the campaign. We've just finishing PPC's Building Stronger Communities campaign. We were looking for real community heroes across the Greater Western Cape, was doing remarkable work. And with me in studio is Clint Wicomb and Peter Max from PPC. We're just reflecting and talking about it. We then found this amazing story too, a home within Khayelitsha. where a wonderful soul is looking after children, has been abandoned by their families, they don't have a home to stay. We looked at the abolition, they had water couldn't run out of their bathroom, their showers not working, some toilets not working. And I mean, for any human being, you want to give them something as simple as running water. You can flush a toilet, you can shower, not bath out of cold water in a bucket. And yet PPC comes on board and say, hey, we want to help and change your life.
No, rightfully so, Gershon. And I mean, the whole thing is it's a basic need. Just to have running water and just to sort of, you know, to touch and need those people in need. We came there at Ma Evelyn's place with regard to what she required. The bathrooms were in a terrible state. And I mean, kids were going at night trying to shower in ice cold water. And it's just not right. And I mean, I'm glad to say that we could get on board, fixed up, built a new ablution facilities, new showers. And I mean, just seeing there how these kids get back into society. I mean, once they've basically grown up, going to varsity, still having a place. And like Ma Evelyn says, nobody's kicked out. You're more than welcome to stay until you get back on your feet.
And that's what it's all about. We keep reiterating quality of life, Peter Max.
Yeah, exactly like you said. So if you were at Ma Evelyn's place at Abba Pumeleli, I mean, it's 32 kids. When we visited, they actually had no showers. I must just refresh that. They were bathing out of buckets. So you take your water, you go to your room. Now imagine the space you're sleeping in. It's not your own room. You're sharing it with one or two other people, and that's where you've got a bath. Where's the dignity? You know, so as PPC, when we saw this, we came on board and we said, let's build new ablution. So, I mean, I was at site yesterday and having a look. They've got brand new toilets. They've got brand new showers, and I mean, she's very excited. For us, that's what it's all about. You know, that empowerment, that dignity, giving people that chance and hope. So I'm very excited to say, I think Abba Pumeleli and other beneficiaries will benefit and have benefited significantly from this journey we've been on.
And once again, we'd like to thank everyone for being part of this amazing journey that we've been, acknowledging real community heroes across the Greater Western Cape and Southern Cape too. We went to Piketberg. Moshman Moore lost his mom. He's feeding his community. Out of nothing, COVID came. He's helping and also teaching kids how to play golf. And that was a big difference. People standing in a queue for hours, yet you gave him a 3-plate burner so that you could enhance his ability to feed the community.
That's an amazing story as well. I mean, Moshwin came, started, I think, as a caddy once upon a time, became a very, very good golfer, playing off single-digit handicap. I think he's playing off a scratch or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I mean, an amazing golfer, but realized, listen, there's more to life. He needs to start training and developing youngsters to come and play golf as one, but then also realized there's a need in his community. And he stepped up and also started cooking and getting a team together. And I think we interviewed his entire team at one stage, and they just, provide every single day for their community.
So many phenomenal stories. Also news from Joy Komani from Motherwell. She's also had YMCA within the region that's contacted her because they want to work with her. She wants to manufacture 5,000 pads by Mandela Day. And as you know, with that story too, you've given her some supplies, but also 3 sewing machines because they were doing it by hand and needle, making pads, sanitary pads for women and young girls.
Hi, this is Joy Ngomani from Ekebecha, Eastern Cape. I just want to give a big thanks to you, PPC, for recognizing our work and giving us 3 sewing machines. You've made my team 3 sewing machines stronger and realizing our dream of contributing 5,000 pads on the Mandela Day. You've also put yourself out there, and many people are reaching out to support our cause and also wanted to collaborate with us. PPC. The real hero here is you, PPC. Siyabulela. Thank you very much for your support.
Yeah, that's also another amazing story. I mean, going from, I think it's 30 sanitary towels a day to almost 300 a day by means of getting now new sewing machines. And, I think all the beneficiaries, what really stands out is that it's such a sustainable program that it doesn't stop here. It's not a matter of here's a donation, good luck. It's a sustainable venture where they can continue and continue. And I mean, also, with the program being on Time Out with GC, there's been so much exposure as well with these beneficiaries that quite a few corporates have come on board. There's too many to mention actually, but that actually with Anwar, with the one in Ravensmead, Gardens of Blessings, that people have come on board and assisted as well. And I mean, PPC has only really touched the tip of the iceberg here, but there's so much more that one can do in your personal capacity, but also from corporate point of view in the communities.
Because like you always say, you can't change everyone's life, but you can try to make a difference, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I think the one that stood out for me was Tracy in Gardens of Blessings, and what you mentioned.
Tracy Manners.
Tracy Manners, yeah. And I mean, just reading one of her posts, it's poverty is a complex issue, but feeding a hungry child shouldn't be.
Wow.
And that's what we've seen throughout the program. PPC assisting those that is helping their community and fellow mankind. Let's just turn away from what we're doing on Time Out with GC. Another remarkable story. I've interviewed them both, Greg Craig, Emil Nike. They were in studio with us, with you, Mr. Max, where they're doing fantastic work at the Freeway Center. But you've helped and upskilled them with a skill, making bricks, making blocks.
Yeah, look, Freeway Rehab Center is something that's very close to us as PPC. We partnered with him just a little under 3 years ago. And when we met with them and we understood the work that they're doing, we said this is a brand that we'd want to assist. And the main requirement from them was skills. We went there, we've done a couple of brick making workshops, and I can tell you at the last brick making workshop that we just had, it was very, very encouraging to actually see somebody who had attended, had no idea about how bricks and blocks are made, taking charge. You know, one of the guys on the program was Emil. And I was very, 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 very proud. You know, like I said last time, I'm almost like a dad, seeing your son doing something for the first time. And I said, wow. Then as PPC, we've done well. You know, if we can change just one person and encourage that person to have more confidence, you know, be able to assist other people. I mean, we went through this brick making workshop with him. And with Freeway, we've actually done quite a bit as well. You know, we've donated a Jojo tank, a 5,000 litre tank. We've also donated a container to them. We've donated the brick machine that you've seen us using. So for us, it's also like Clint said earlier on about sustainability. You know, they want to start a skills development center. We've gone through, we've seen the piece of land that they've identified and secured from council. So there are definitely long-term plans around that space.
It's all about giving that skill set, like you said, about making sure there are people struggling, they are in rehabilitation, and now they've got a skill they can go home with and say, hey, listen, I've attended this workshop.
No, exactly that. And I mean, you know, just having some of the discussions with some of the attendees today, it's just not about cement or making bricks. It goes beyond that. And I mean, one of the discussions we had today was that one of the attendees, they have a program where they actually go out and they train people how to health and safety, trying to do soup kitchens, for example. And we're saying, look, there's senior management within our sales team, within our business, and, you know, mentorship plays a big part in this country. And I think it's rather lacking, I mean, even within PPC, but we've got the team. You know, let's put ourselves out there as well as individuals to be mentors to younger people, tell them how to get into any situation or how to rather get out of any situation. And that's it there. I mean, I've got, you know, you try and make time available, and I think we should be doing a lot more.
Clint, Wicomb, Peter, Max, thank you so much for joining us on the show. And thank you for being part of a remarkable season where we touched so many lives across the Western Cape and Greater Southern Cape. And yeah, we just continue and maybe unearth more of these great community heroes in the future.
100%. Thank you.
Thank you, Gershwin.
Thank you, PPC, for helping on the Sparrow Daycare this year. Because of your support and your contribution, we were able to be more productive in our center. We're able to cater to the needs of all our kids. We're able to teach the kids using all the resources that we needed, resources that we didn't have before. So for that, we thank you, and we hope that your company grows and grows, and you'll be able to help other organizations like ours who are not funded.
All right, we'll take an ad break. When we do come back, we'll continue our show. We'll chat to Edris Burton, the latest football news, and we'll see you after the break.
Time Out with GC, in partnership with PPC, building stronger community heroes.